Assalamu alaikum brothers and sisters, I hope you are well. In a world where silence has become the new norm, raising your voice becomes a revolutionary act. Today, when even big billionaires and world leaders are afraid to speak the truth, a voice rose and echoed across the globe from a very unlikely place, a concert stage. A concert stage became a place where calls for freedom came, and a Danish rapper became the symbol of resilience and courage against oppression and injustice.
Og derfor så er vi nødt til at holde det her flag, mens vi afslutter den her koncert, okay?
In this now viral clip, rapper Theresa Palestine, also known as Tessa, can be seen waving a huge Palestinian flag while entering to perform on the concert stage. The main purpose of a concert was not at all to entertain the audience, but can be clearly seen as waking up the conscience of our audience to speak up against the Danish government's unwavering support of Israel. She stood on stage waving the flag of occupied Palestine, not just for one song but for the entire concert. As she raised the flag, she raised awareness and showed how extremely ashamed she is because of her government's response to the unimaginable crisis in Gaza. Denmark is the same country that has rallied behind Ukraine, condemned Russia and imposed 17 rounds of sanctions against Russia, all in the name of human rights and international law. But when it comes to Palestine, Denmark certainly loses its moral compass and shows that the situation is too complicated to comment on. The Denmark government is also among those few nations that have refused to any form of assistance for evacuations and medical support for 4,500 wounded children waiting for urgent medical help, citing potential security risks. Instead of help, the Danish government chooses arms deals, military support, and opaque diplomacy that ignores war crimes in Gaza. The same Denmark, known for its lectures on human rights, is now complicit in the brutal assaults on Gaza's innocent civilians. What Tessa did in a few minutes of performance is what her entire government could not do, which is show courage against injustice. Her performance was not just a musical act, it was a protest, a resistance, and a call to conscience. It was a declaration that Palestine will never be erased. Days ago, Bob Wielan too showed immense courage and support for Palestine by slamming Netanyahu and IOF openly. And today, because of this very same courage, he was dropped from multiple music festivals and got his visa revoked by the US.
And I know we're on the BBC, look, we're not going to say anything crazy, alright? Death to the IDF! 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 Hell yeah! Heard you want your country back. Shut the f*** up. Yeah, from the river to the sea, Palestine must be, will be, inshallah, it will be free.
Artists like Bob Wielan and Tessa have shown that their hearts are not the stone and their eyes are not blind. They can see the truth of how whole nations have joined hands against the indefensible people of Gaza, and this is why they use their stardom and fan base for raising awareness. The work that should be done by human rights organizations and world leaders is now being done by these artists who are fully aware that their act of bravery will make them get cancelled and lose jobs. Yet, they do it for the sake of humanity. Today, the name Palestine is on the lips of artists, poets, protesters, and ordinary people around the globe. The very flag Israel seeks to erase now flies in stadiums, schools, protests, stages, and everyone's hearts. This is what Israel has failed to understand. They can silence the media and buy the politicians, but not the millions crying out, "Free Palestine." In a time where silence is bought and truth is censored, Tessa and Bob have shown that they can become the voice of a voiceless nation. While Denmark and the United Kingdom bow to Israel, its citizens show that they are not for sale. May Allah liberate Palestine. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala end the pain of the Palestinians. Ameen.